The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future.
Hello and a warm welcome to the M365Con. Today here with me is Pascal Brunner-Nicolas. A warm welcome to you. And his topic for today is Become a Frontier Firm, Why a Transformation is a Training Program, Not a Tool Implementation. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, and good morning or good afternoon also from my side. I'm more than happy to be here all with you to have this first keynote of the second last day of the M365Con. And as you've already mentioned, I have the pleasure to give you maybe some insights on what we've learned about AI transformation, and in particular around how to drive new adoption path in your organization with Copilot in general. And I'm a huge sport enthusiast, and as I see here a lot of parallels. So I guess some of you, or maybe a few of you, have this New Year's resolution to do more sports. And as mentioned, I think many people think in December, hey, this year I need to do more sports. But when we look in February, March, or maybe in April, only a few of them are still within this New Year's resolution. And I've heard, especially in December, a lot of people that said, in 2026, I would like to transform how I work, use Copilot more and more every day. But that's actually not that easy, isn't it? Because using AI is like going to the gym, and Copilot is your gym membership. So when you have the Copilot license, you only have the license to this powerful tool, but you haven't trained your AI fitness or your AI mindset at all. And this is the hard part. This is where most people struggle. And today I would like to give you some hints how to drive this in your organization, maybe some mistakes I've seen the couple of years, and also give you an idea how you could push this in general. My name is Pascal Brunner-Nicolas. I'm head of modern work at Campana & Schott and have the pleasure to be a Microsoft MVP regards to M365 Copilot and Copilot extensibility, aka agents. Feel free to follow me on LinkedIn, where I share a lot of insights around Copilot. I'm also a LinkedIn top voice, and maybe some of you already know me. So I always try to keep up this analogy between sports and your AI adoption. So Microsoft is talking about this frontier firm, and many organizations would like to have or to become a frontier firm, and they strive to it, but only a few succeed. And what I see in practice, and also some mistakes, the license are accessible, or there is an internal service and user can buy this license. And Pilot was successful. There were some motivated people. But at a certain point, there's kind of a Copilot plateau, and organizations have the challenge to get out of this plateau and really make an impact on a larger scale. And when they reach this plateau, I heard quite often the sentence, hey, we need to have this one single feature, then it will be a blast, or now we need a better AI model. But in general, you don't need better models. You don't need more features. You need to change how your people think and how they act in their different working scenarios. And with that, you have to act differently as a frontier firm. And frontier firms actually act differently. I will come to it at a later point, but just to mention already here, a frontier firm is not something you achieve or kind of a status. It's more a way you think how you can drive this AI transformation for your organization. And to become a frontier firm, we've seen with our about more than 400 Copilot projects a kind of a pattern how to thrive or how to achieve this. So first of all, it really starts with your individual or everyday AI. And of course, we read a lot about it, about this personal productivity, to have this time-saving routine task and so on. And one thing here I would really to underline, do not talk about return on investment on an individual or personal productivity level. You can't really measure personal productivity on a ROI basis. Rather think about a business impact you would like to achieve for your employees. And of course, to enable such everyday AI in your organization, you need to think in 3 different ways. First of all, get AI, here it's in German with a KI, so künstliche Intelligenz, but AI-ready people. Invest in your employees. Invest in AI-ready tools. So your tool set and of course also your foundation level with security, compliance, SharePoint data, and so on need to be ready. And last but not least, also think about an AI-ready organization. Build up a center of excellence to discuss how the new features are impacted for your organization, which is relevant, which is not relevant. We saw this the last couple of years. Microsoft is pushing so hard with dozens of new features, and it's get overwhelming for your employees. So you need to filter for your employees which feature is relevant for which role, and to then push it in your organization. Once you achieved this everyday AI setup, of course, and here is where the real magic happens, go into process AI, where you have this process and team excellence to enhance your business AI or your business processes with AI. I also here in recommendation, as we've heard the last couple of years when we talked about Power Apps or Power Platform in general, do not just copy and paste your paperwork into an AI-infused process, but also start rethinking how you could act within your business processes to then, of course, last but not least, lead the AI and think about business model innovation to turn AI into your next growth engine. And from Microsoft perspective, of course, agents are one of the main pillars to thrive this innovation in your organization. And Microsoft is talking about 3 different patterns. I think you've heard this probably already, but these are not single steps. So you do not have to start at pattern 1 or pattern 2. But there can be in parallel, maybe some organizations start more on pattern 2, others more on pattern 1. But first of all, of course, we have this human plus agent approach, where we have a personal assistant at fingertip to do kind of retrieval task and have first-hand experience with AI, like your ChatGPT in your organization, get inspired or get inputs based on your role or your data to get more insights. Second pattern is digital teammates. So AI agent will become more and more an integrated part of your daily work, and not just at writing or prompting, but really as digital teammates. And we've kind of saw first approaches here also with first party agents. For example, when you think of the facilitator agent do not just take notes in silence, but really try to be part of your meeting, to push your team's notifications. For example, hey team, we have 5 minutes left, it's time to wrap up. So it's really kind of a gatekeeper and facilitator for your meeting. So here it's worth to invest more and more. Where is it helpful to have digital teammates for your teamwork to expand and deliver, of course, better results or faster results? And last but not least, we've heard at Ignite, IDC estimate we have at 2028 more than 1 billion agent. And when you think about that, you as an employee or you as an organization has dozens or hundreds or even thousands of agents in your organization, of course you need to know how to orchestrate and how to operate within these different agents. And here is the buzzword become an agent boss. So you will be an boss of your own agents to thrive and to also orchestrate how you could use AI in your daily work. And this is a journey, as mentioned, but it's not a status that you're going to achieve. It's more a way you think. And I've asked Copilot on the 19th of January, so 3 days ago, hey, how would you summarize what a frontier firm is? And Copilot said they thread emerging technologies, especially AI, not as a tools, but as a strategic engine for growth, setting the performance and transformation pace for their entire industry. So, as mentioned, to become a frontier firm, it's more on a mindset and way of thinking rather than just a tool implementation. And I saw this a lot. People always pushing and publishing new features. I do it by myself. Is there a super cool new feature in Copilot? We try to push it into the community and mention, hey, this is the super cool feature. But in general, and especially for your organization, you need to think differently. So we have this tool versus mindset approach. And when we have more this tool approach, it feels like more optional, right? So, and this is one of the challenges with AI. AI is actually optional for your employees. They can deliver the same work as they did the last few years without AI. And we need to create those aha moments for your employees that they understand, hey, it's worth that I invest my valuable time within a busy workday to explore how I, as an individual on this everyday AI level, how can I use AI to achieve better results or to be faster? And this is a new way of thinking. So what we need to train in the organization is that every employees, before they tackle a new challenge, think about, hey, how could AI or Copilot help me in this particular task? And it's the same with going to the gym. In the beginning, it's hard. It's hard to set up a new habit. It's super easy to buy the gym membership and you're ready for the next 12 months, right? But it's hard to get a new rhythm, to restructure your day. But this is exactly what we need to achieve. And there are 3 typical mistakes I see a lot in organizations. So first of all, a lot of organizations buy the Copilot license and think, hey, this is now the solution for every problem we had in the organization, and this will fix everything. If you've been at this stage, you will realize that's not the case. The case is that many people won't use Copilot or AI, not just because it's not good or not good enough. Of course, in the beginning, it was sometimes hard with Copilot, but nowadays, since it's a really powerful tool, still people struggle to use it in their everyday life. So a few organizations do just one-time enablements, right? They do one inspirational session or say, hey, here's the video, but that's not change how we work. That's not change how we think. Same when we train your employees, do not tell what Copilot can do, showcase them why they should use it, and do not just a feature bingo and say, hey, by the way, you can click here and then you can do that prompt and then do that. You need to think for this individual role, how can Copilot deliver benefit? To then have a training program, and this is the third mistake, we do tool training and not habit training. But as we've learned, we need to train the AI mindset, and then it will be implicit also tool training. And I've highlighted at the very bottom. So when you go the first time to the gym, no one is expected that you are the best or the most powerful athlete in the room, right? So it's not done with just one training session. But when you do it once or 3 times a week, you start seeing there is a small steps and you get stronger, you have first success, you can maybe run faster or run longer. But when you talk about AI, we really expect that there is this huge impact from the very first day, but that's just not the truth. And when we think about the frontier firm, how we can deliver such a training model, also here with the gym analogy, it's not worth to lift, 10 kilo dumbbells in the very first week if you're not ready. So first of all, we have to focus on the technique. We have to make sure people understand the why and how to do it. Then think about making progress for your employees. It's not about perfection. We do not have to have this 100% perfect prompt or whatsoever, but we need to make sure that your employees can do 1 rep more each week or do a few steps more and more to then foster these new habits. Once you have this aha moments, or once your employees see first success why it's worth to use Copilot, the next challenge they will take this 5 minutes to then invest in the new way they work, to then have a repeatable approach. And here's what frontier firms do differently. So first of all, they define standards for their use of AI. So they give clarity to the employees. As mentioned, they train habits and not tool or features. To do so, they deliver context to the actual work for specific roles. So a sales manager use AI or Copilot completely different than, for example, a consultant. And that matters, even though Copilot can summarize, but the context is relevant. Frontier firms see it as a journey and invest in the future because they understand it is a competitive advantage. And last but not least, to achieve that, they invest in their employees and not just buying licenses. So coming back, AI or Copilot is a competitive advantage, but the competitive advantage is not the model behind it. It's really doesn't really matter if this GPT-5 or GPT-5.2 or Claude. In some contexts, it really matters, but in general, you need to train this muscle memory for your organization to get more out of it. Because in a few years, or maybe in a few months, Copilot and AI will be commodity, as for example, Teams or SharePoint is these days. But only a few organizations will be ready and will really leverage the potential of AI in the next few months or years. We saw this with Teams. We've pledged it for a really long time. You have to do a proper Teams implementation. You have to set guidelines and so on. Then COVID hits every organization, and so many organizations had a mess around hybrid work. And do not make the same mistake as 6 or 5 years ago, because being a frontier firm is not one decision, but it starts with one. And I think it's super important to start this journey now to then leverage in the future with Copilot, with business processes that AI infused. But the real question is how to start on an individual personal productivity level. And you're more than welcome to join the Copilot Gym. It's a 12-week training program I share on LinkedIn. Last Friday was the first workout. Tomorrow comes the second workout, and it's totally free. Come and join us and start your Copilot journey and train your Copilot muscles in the Copilot Gym. With that, huge thank you to the whole M365Con team, Marcel and Mirko. More than happy to answer some questions or some discussions. And don't forget to say hi to Jim.
Amazing session. Thank you, Pascal. So I have a question. I think it's a typical German question, I would say. So how do frontier firms balance between experimentation with governance and risk management?
I think it's a super important part. And what I see, I have one particular customer in mind. What they did, digital ethics is, for example, one part of the center of excellence. So their digital risk or digital ethics and so on is part of this frontier firm DNA. And I think this is an important part to not just go into the next hype and the next tool or feature, but really have a center of excellence or an approach that cover all the individual aspects. And for example, we do this a lot with Agent Factory. So we collect all the business AI processes, but then we have a general approach how to make sure that we are compliant, that we, for example, have the EU AI Act in mind and so on. But that actually not stop innovation at all, but we have it exactly quasi part of the whole journey.
And we get some feature from the crowd. Lovely to spend time in the gym with you today, Pascal. So perfect. So I think it was a perfect warm-up for today. So we have 12 other sessions. First, I want to thank you, Pascal. Amazing. And I need to move over to the next session with Femke Cornelissen, a keynote regarding to the agentic decade, how we redefine work, skills, and leadership. I hope you see us again. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future.